Electrocast.
What up? Welcome to Interview Style, where we talk about whatever we want to talk about. Iris has a fixation with opening scenes in movies, like the opening scene, be it a cold open or something that's tied to the rest of the film. Iris, what's that about?
Opening shots are really important. They set the tone for the entire film. They set a mood for the movie watcher, for the audience, for me. They are such a great opportunity to say so much in an instant. And oftentimes I can tell if a movie's going to be good or boring from its opening shot.
Well, give me an example. What's that great opening scene that you love that really, see, I can point to this movie and say, see why opening scenes are both important and awesome?
Okay, two fantastic, I think, indisputably great films. The first one being There Will Be Blood. For I will always remember the stark, terrifying landscape that is the opening shot in There Will Be Blood. It's got Johnny Greenwood's terrifying score. It's this bleak wasteland, and then you come to realize over the course of the film that it's got oceans of oil, which translate to greed, which translate to evil, and it becomes this whole thing when you really think about it and reflect back on the opening shot in There Will Be Blood.
Our discussion for which available at orwhatevermovies.com or wherever you get podcasts.
And another great movie, but kind of a bizarro first scene or first couple shots. How do you think the dude feels? You know, the InGen worker guy on the island. What's the island called?
Isla Nublar, 120 miles off the coast of Costa Rica.
On Isla Nublar felt. How do you think that actor felt when he went to the premiere of Jurassic Park and he saw his face as the first shot in the film of
the
Jurassic
guy with the goatee
Park?
and the helmet? Oh,
Yes.
that would be my headshot for all time.
Right? This guy who, I'm sure that he's a fine, background actor, extra, probably really stoked to be in a Spielberg movie. How do you think he felt when he was the first face that you see in one of the most iconic films of all time? But what a strange choice.
Well, maybe he wasn't the mastermind that John Hammond was. He wasn't the specialist or the foremost authority that Grant and Sattler were when they were brought on the case later. He was a worker guy who was awfully concerned about what he vaguely understood to be a really dangerous animal that he had to corral using shock cattle prods and stuff into the thing. He was obviously terrified. And it was really effective at terrifying us because he was I think he was sweating and stuff. And there's the rumbling and the crunching of tree branches. And you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
The T-Rex, which we hadn't even seen, something was going to come out of the bushes and it was going to be terrifying. And then it was the forklift or whatever.
Yes.
It wasn't a bad opening scene. It just didn't, maybe it kind of set the scene tonally for the movie. It was interesting, and you certainly remember that, dude.
Oh, every time I see the movie, I'm like, oh, here he comes. And to be fair to Steven Spielberg and Michael Kahn, his editor, there is a lot going on in the first few opening shots. I mean, this is a dinosaur movie, and when you see something coming through the foliage and it's dark and it's making these scary sounds, you're like, oh, here it comes, and it's the forklift. And as some people who were beating this out online said, it is the theme of the movie in images. It's this clash between old and new. When you're expecting a dinosaur to be coming through this forest, back in ancient times, and what you see is this modern piece of machinery, and it's carrying a dinosaur. And really, there is kind of a lot going on. But I want to know who this guy is. I just always think about this guy. And how he must have felt. I mean, he's probably not even credited. I want to put a public call out for the InGen worker on Isla Nublar in 1993 and find out who is this person who was in the first shot of one of the greatest movies of all time.
He's got a backstory, probably. He's probably a main character in the many video games based on the movie.
Do you have any memorable opening shots?
I wonder if they are an opportunity, particularly cold opens, to be kind of gimmicky or gotchas, kind of grabby scenes that don't have anything to do with they don't feel like a cheat, but they feel like something akin to a cheat. This is a scene that is can be otherwise disconnected and will make you feel like a tone has been set, but then something else happens, or it sets the tone that the movie's like, oh, see, we defied your expectations. So I'm not tied to opening scenes, but I think of the opening monologue of No Country for Old Men, which is, there's no spoilers contained therein, but it says everything about the movie over very peaceful shots of sunrise over Texas. There's plains and there's fences and stuff, and that sets the scene for a reflective piece, from the character that is Sheriff Ed Tom Bell. And I think about that one a lot. I can quote it by heart, but
do it.
The ones I was sheriff of this county when I was 25 years old. Hard to believe. Grandfather was a lawman, father too. Me and him was sheriffs at the same time, him up in Plano and me out here. Oh, see, I'm not in the right headspace for this at the moment.
You got it. You got this.
I think he was pretty proud of that. I know I was. Some of the old-time sheriffs never even wore a gun or didn't even wear a gun.
A lot of folks find that hard to believe. Jim Scarborough never carried
one. That's the younger Jim. Gaston Boykins wouldn't wear one up in Comanche County. I think I put it out of order. I always like to hear stories of the old timers. Never missed a chance to do so. There's this boy I put away here.
I sent to the electric chair.
A while back here. Wait, see, you're throwing me off. There was this boy I sent to the electric chair back in, is it Huntsville?
Yep.
Here a while ago. My arrest, my testimony. He killed a 14-year-old girl. Paper said it was a crime of passion, but he told me there wasn't any passion involved. Told me he'd been planning to kill somebody for as long as he could remember. Said if they turned him out, he'd do it again. Said he knew he was going to hell. I don't know what to make of that. I sure don't. Crimes you see now, it's hard to even take its measure. Not that I'm afraid of it. I always knew you had to be willing to die to even do this job, but I don't want to push my chips forward and go out and meet something that I don't understand. Man would have to put his soul at hazard. He'd have to say, okay, I'll be a part of this world. Man would have to go out and meet something. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like nothing. It sounds like he's rambling, talking about characters that we're never going to meet, Jim Scarborough and Gaston Boykins. But he's also talking about the terrible things that people are doing in a world that's rapidly changing and moving forward without him, because he's a Texas in a small town in 1980, you know?
Yep. The only thing that he fears is what he doesn't understand.
Yeah. And I'm going to edit that together, and it's going to sound perfect, flawless. I got to pick up the thing about Jim Scarborough never carried one. That's the younger Jim, because I had to step on you to get to it. Oh, man. Opening scenes. Good stuff. What's your favorites? Let us know, orwhatevermovies@gmail.com. That'll do it for this interview style. Okay, love you. Goodbye.
Leadership, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starfleet Leadership Academy, its ongoing mission to develop leaders through Star Trek, to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. A leadership development podcast told through the lens of Star Trek, the Starfleet Leadership Academy.
Electricast.
Are you passionate about saving the planet for future generations? Do you want to learn how to do it? If yes, then you need to tune in to the Nature Back podcast. It's a talk show covering the changing world around us, from renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, circular economy, to ESG and social innovation. Don't miss this opportunity to discover how you can join the movement and make a difference. Subscribe to the Nature Back podcast today on your favorite platform and get ready to be amazed.
Futurecast.